Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Mom. Happy birthday to you. Hi, Mom. Happy birthday. I've been thinking a lot over these past few weeks on how we can celebrate your birthday, especially with this one coming up. It's a big one. I can't believe you're already turning 40. And I figured the best way that we can celebrate your birthday is by celebrating your life. And to do that, I went out and I asked for a little bit of help. Oh, and there's some people that wanted to say something.
Happy birthday, Miss Becks!
Happy birthday!
Hi, Carrie. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hi, Carrie. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, girlfriend.
Happy birthday.
I hope you have a great birthday.
I want to wish you the happiest birthday.
Happy birthday, Carrie Becks.
Happy birthday.
Hey, Carrie. Wishing you a great big happy birthday from out here in upstate New York.
But this is to wish you the happiest of birthdays.
Happy birthday, dear Carrie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Carrie, have a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Woohoo! Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Happy birthday, Grandma Carrie.
Happy birthday, wifey.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my dear.
Happy 60th birthday.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Happy sexy 60!
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
I wish you the happiest birthday, Carrie.
Bonjour et bon anniversaire, my dear friend Carrie. Happy birthday, Carrie from Sweden.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Wishing you the happiest birthday. Lots of love.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Carrie. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. The Krasny boys love you. And Mippers does too. Yeah.
Hi, Carrie. I just wanted to say happy birthday. You look fabulous, even though I won't tell anybody your age. Even though you're only like that other age, and neither of us age. And people tell me I always look the same. As a matter of fact, Hillary Clinton and Trump both said that I'm a puppet. Hurt my feelings, but I guess I am. So, happy birthday to you. We love you and we think you're wonderful. Did I do okay? Yeah, you did okay.
Now, I know what you said about having a party. I don't want to celebrate getting older. Well, I promise I didn't tell anyone your age.
6 decades?
60.
25.
You're 60.
About 16.
The big 60.
60th, 60.
30th birthday.
60th? 50th? Whatever.
60.
60.
60.
60!
60.
60th.
60.
Ooh, maybe I did. I'm sure you probably realized by now, but I reached out to a bunch of people and asked them to record a video. I reached out to friends, family, really anyone that's played an important role in your life, and asked them to record a video talking about you. If I learned anything from watching these videos and collecting these videos, it's that you know a lot of people. I didn't even get everyone, and my God, I've got a lot of videos to deal with. And I'll tell you what else. I heard some interesting stories.
Carrie Becks and I ended up in Athens once. I bought her a necklace that fell apart. She wasn't very happy. Happy birthday once again. I'll try to buy a better necklace next time.
I'm just so happy that we met, believe it or not, 11 years ago in Costa Rica with Shiva Ray. So we'll always have a special place in our hearts for her because she brought us together.
I can't begin to thank you enough for all of the things you've done for me in the past and continue to do for me, from giving me one of my very first design jobs when I was in art school to this past New Year when you let me stay in your bungalow. Thank you so, so much.
Historical moments, or hysterical moments, with Carrie and myself back in Manhattan Beach. I picked out a few photos from the past. Of course, they're in print form. So I'm going to just zoom in on those and try to explain what I believe happened here. First of all, as I recollect, upon my arrival to Manhattan Beach in the early 80s, I think that's when I met Carrie on this little dusty trail, which is currently known as Marine Street. This is the corner where Max Liquor now, or was standing, and that's in that building behind there. I think that's where Carrie was born and raised. To the right is her 1973 Chevy van, which she used to carry around oxygen bottles for the scuba divers off the coast. But anyway, that was Manhattan Beach back in 1980, and soon after meeting her, I helped her exchange that van for a mobile home. And it came with 3 orphan boys who were in the neighborhood. If I'm not mistaken, there's Miguel, Paco, and Whitey. Yeah, that's it. And anyway, so we lived on that trailer for many, many years on that beautiful foundation. And then we moved to Hawaii. Yeah, we moved to Hawaii, where we became swim fin models. Yeah, this was a scene after a photo shoot, Carrie and I. I think she was mad at me there. I think she's chasing me off the beach. She asked me a question, and I just didn't have an answer, so I ran. I think she was asking me if those fins made her butt look big, and I just didn't have an answer. So anyway, we ended that, and we took a break from each other until later in the decade. We were vacationing in Rome, Italy, and Carrie insisted we go to the Vatican, and we're right there on the front steps of the St. Peter's Basilica. I thought we were just going to sightsee, but Carrie actually was trying to get me admitted for an exorcism, which couldn't happen because I was wearing shorts, and they just won't let you in the building with shorts.
I can't help but think all the fun that me and you and Mary Jo had when we were teenagers kind of just feels like it was a blink of an eye and it was yesterday. I'll never forget, sorry Tyler, but we drove to Keuka Lake with our tops off. Can't even believe we did that one.
I've known Carrie since 1987, when I first moved to California. In fact, Carrie was one of my first friends in California. And then we became travel buddies, traveled all over the world in so many different adventures. Paris with dancing, ballet, and croissants, to New York with shopping and plays and restaurants, south of France, mosquitoes, and then topless beaches. They don't go together, believe me.
One of the first times meeting you, I remember that there was a garage sale across the street from Bob's place, and you had just come back from a bike ride, and you had your full biker outfit on, all purple, bike helmet, everything, like you were in it. And you stopped by the garage sale, and you're like, oh, what's this? And just started a conversation with everybody around the neighborhood. And it's almost like, in a sense, you were their salesperson, because you brought a flock of other people to the garage sale just because you were excited, and just because you were asking questions, and you were kind of just fully in the present moment. And that's something that I always remembered about you.
So we heard it was your birthday?
Yes, Owen Wilson told us.
And he told us his bike was waiting for you to ride to, whatever that means.
Well, we were asked to recount a nice memory with you.
And it was obvious to both of us
The gay pride. Yes, it was so funny. You went with Lily in your arms.
Ah, yes, and all the people were stopping to pet her. Lily, I mean.
And Carrie, you were so proud. She drew so much attention.
As much as the fancy dress all around.
Yes, it was like Lily pride.
And at the end of the day, you took the bus home and you were so excited because it was the first time you took the bus in San Francisco. It was like an adventure.
Yes, as the bus left, you waved at us like you were going on a very long trip. You were so enthusiastic.
Hey Carrie, aloha from Kailua. I am so privileged to know you and to be able to consider you a second mother. Thank you for teaching me the importance of keeping friends as family and to generally lead a more delicious and excellent life. I miss you desperately, and I hope that you have the most well-deserved, wonderful birthday that has ever been had. I love you very much.
I remember one time Carrie wanted to broaden my horizons and take me out to some mixer at a yoga studio in West LA somewhere, and I ended up dragging dog poop throughout the studio on the bottom of my shoe, and we thought that was pretty funny. We're like, we should go before somebody figures this out.
To say thank you for everything you've done for me, all the mentoring, the providing me with a place to live when I didn't have anywhere to go. You really helped me out, you know, emotionally, and you gave me a place to grow. All my possessions were stolen, and you know, just having that time and your conversations and your guidance, it really helped me understand where I was and where I wanted to go. For that and for everything you continue to do for me, you know, I hope that your life continues to be amazing and you're able to affect countless more people, just because I know I've gotten so much out of our relationship. So again, thank you so much for everything you've done.
One of the fondest ones I have is when I first moved to New York and you came out and visited. We got some Italian food. You took me to my first Broadway show. It was just a really cute, adorable night, and we got to share some really good conversation, as we always do.
Where did I meet her? I think it was at a club somewhere, dancing.
I wish that today I could put a stone on your belly and a mouthpiece in your mouth to get you breathing, but more just to make you laugh.
When I was depressed and having a bad relationship down in Manhattan Beach, I got to meet you, ringleader of the PS Girls Club, and you totally changed my life around.
All the times you allowed us to throw parties at your house, you know, on Loma Vista. And you took me on that cruise when I was, I think, in 11th grade with Tyler. That's still the only cruise I've been on. I did have a lot of fun.
We'd known each other probably a year or so, but it was when my mom was sick. And there were so many times that either talking to you or coming to your house, it always felt like such a haven. It was always so nice because there was good times and good people and good food. And you always create this amazing atmosphere. I remember my one birthday when Jurgen was here and Brian was still alive and Kat, and we just had such an amazing time. And you always create this beautiful environment for everybody around you.
We have such a good time together, whether we're just hanging out or singing or traveling together. And every time we're together, it's such a great adventure and we have such a good time. We pick up right where we left off, and I can tell you anything. And it's just, it feels so good. You're like a sister to me, and we just laugh, and no matter what, I just love being with you.
I just want to recall the time that I met you. I was in Denver Airport, and as you do, you're sort of people watching and sussing people out, and this gorgeous woman sort of walked up to the counter. I was heading to LA. It was about the time that we were moving there, and just looking at making friends. Anyway, we ended up in business class, and you were chatting away to the hostess about the book you were reading, Eat, Pray, Love, which basically is just the picture about you that I have in my head, and ended up in a four-way conversation there with whoever else was in business class about the book. And from there you invited me to your place, to a party, and you welcomed me into LA. And I love you for it.
Hey, Care. We wanted to, yes, it's a we, from Ithaca, New York. And we wanted to sit on the same hammock in the same place with a space in the middle, because I believe the picture that we have is you were in the middle, so you are always in the middle of our thoughts.
I remember you on this day with such warmth.
You and I have been through so much wonderful stuff in our lives, and my life is so much richer knowing that you are in it.
You taught me the importance of manicures and pedicures, of museums, of wine, a love for bike riding and yoga, are shocking similarities, even though we don't have the same blood, preference towards interesting types of men, and yoga again. You taught me how to make friends, which might sound simple, but it's not, and to just appreciate the silly and fun things about life.
One of my favorite memories of Carrie, and this one involves her parents. They were visiting Southern California, and I met them. We got along great. I even visited her mom when I was back in Rochester, New York, and, you know, great people, obviously, and they have such a great daughter. A couple were doing an O.J. tour, O.J. Simpson, showing them the sights and sounds of the O.J. Simpson murders. And we decided to go have lunch at Mezzaluna restaurant, which is part of this historic story. They wanted to see it. They wanted to eat there. It's a nice place to eat. And I believe we were there for lunch. Carrie, myself, her parents. And I know her dad was a bit of a joker, liked to have fun, liked to joke around. Don't joke around about the murders. He goes, don't worry, I'm fine, you know, I'll be cool. And so we go in the restaurant, and he says, is there anything else I can get you? Can I, you know, take your menus? And we're all handing back the menus. And Carrie's dad says, oh, you know, I was thinking of keeping this one as a souvenir. And the waiter, his demeanor changed immediately. He said, I don't think so, sir. And he grabbed the menu and ran away. And I said, I begged you. I asked you to do one thing.
One time she called me up and said, can you come over have dinner? I just met these two guys at the gas station. They're on motorcycles, and I invited them to stay for the weekend. I'm like, did what? She said, oh, it's okay. They're Canadian. So
I first met Carrie when I was 18 years old. I met her at a nudist colony. She was running around naked and had about 10 guys surrounding her, and, oh, that sounded inappropriate now. But she really did have tons of guys flirting with her, but she wasn't naked. And it wasn't really a nudist colony, it was Esalen. We met because we were wearing the same sweatshirt. So I started talking to Carrie, but first she had all these guys flirting with her, and I was just observing, just like in awe. And I thought, well, she must be really fun. My brother and I went out and drank too much. We barely knew her, and we came back to her house, and she wasn't even mad. We came home that night, went to bed, and she thought it was hilarious the next morning.
We've had a lot of good times. I really miss the good old days at that house on Loma Vista when all the boys were in town. Those are some fun times. One specific memory was always eating Italian food. I think that was just a thing for us back then, but that was great. I still wonder what it would have been like if we stuck to our original plan, you and I, of getting married. I think I would have made a good stepfather for Tyler. You know, there's still time.
First time I met Carrie, I was working security at that nudist.
Where?
At that nudist retreat, I was working security. And all of a sudden, I see this blonde just streak by me. I was like, hey, she's having fun.
Playing Barbies on our front porch with the Weegs, if you remember that. And I always made sure you were Midge and I was Barbie. You can never be Barbie, you were Midge. And, but I think Midge had Ken, the boyfriend. I do remember the wonderful 50th birthday party that you gave me in California, and you just went way over what you should have been doing. I do remember that many times you went in my closet And here I go, going in my closet. The thing is, I weigh more than you now, so you can't wear any of my clothes. You've become smaller, so that's a good thing for me, not a good thing for you.
One, thinking way back, was when I used to come out to LA and visit you and Tyler. That was always a highlight of growing up. I loved coming out to LA, both because it got me away from the cold weather in New York, but mainly, just because of how hospitable you guys were. How much fun you made it for a kid from the East Coast coming out, showing me all the cool West Coast things to do. Just showing me a really good time. It was always a pleasure. I loved spending time out there with you. It was really a highlight of growing up. Secondly, just that dinner in San Francisco this past May when I was out for the research conference. I let you know I was in town and you were immediately made yourself available to come hang out, grab dinner, and just catching up, as two adults, which we haven't really had the chance to do much one-on-one. I really enjoyed that. I think it's some of the best time I've spent with you. Thanks again for that dinner. Had a really good time.
When we were young, I think we were in high school, and we visited you in LA, and you showed us such a good time. I remember wearing those hair pieces that you had. You let us borrow, and we went to the comedy club, and we went shopping. And I remember peeling out of that garage. We were making fun of somebody who peeled out, thinking they were so cool. And then I think you peeled out in your, whatever it was, maybe a van even that you were driving. I don't know. It's really funny.
When I was a little kid, I remember thinking, gosh, my aunt is the coolest and so beautiful. As I've come to know you as an adult, my thinking has not changed.
The first time I met you, I think it was on April 2nd in whatever year it was, a few years ago, I think 60. And I went in the hospital to have my labor induced for you because you weren't ready to come out when you were actually due on April Fool's Day. So I went in about 10 o'clock at St. Mary's Hospital, and Dr. Ebel was our doctor. I thought the world of him. And he delivered you at 2 in the afternoon. It was a normal and easy labor. The work came after you were born.
People had a lot of nice things to say about you too. And, believe it or not, it wasn't just about how good your genes are.
I'm always impressed with your ability to make friends, the diversity of friends, and the sheer quantity of friends that you have.
You're always playful, just super joyous, and you have an energy about you that's always positive. You're an amazing person.
You're amazing.
Aware of other people and where they're at too.
You just kind of went with the flow.
How you are able to strike a balance of playful, having fun, but also serious.
You were always there, offering a hand whenever somebody needs something, myself included.
You stayed beautiful. You were extremely generous.
And Stephen has been practicing a piano piece called Happier, which I think best describes everybody after they have met you. Happier.
Beautiful Carrie.
One of the biggest hearts we all know.
You loved people and you always wanted to connect with them.
You're very direct.
You're just constantly doing things for other people while simultaneously radiating joy and positive energy, which I absolutely love.
Through your enthusiasm, it turns everything into a little adventure.
You look fabulous.
I've been very, very fortunate to have you in my life.
The name Carrie Becks is synonymous with fun and enjoyment.
Generosity in your friendship over the years.
Carrie, you're one of the most generous people I know.
Just extremely generous.
You're generous with your time. You're generous with your money. You're generous with your help. You're generous with your opinions. And you're generous with your wine.
You are just such a good friend.
She has such a good heart.
You are such an awesome friend, and I'm so glad that my friend has you in her life.
Oh, and then we got a guest appearance from Andy. You're gorgeous as ever.
To having great genetics.
You're great grandparents of my little Kai.
You're a great mom, and you have a good heart.
Great mama to my wife.
You're so much fun and so sweet and value family.
Free spirit, your outlook on life. You're such a positive person who makes the best of things.
You just always try to help people have such a great time.
You are very self-aware.
Always so sweet and playful you are.
You're incredibly introspective.
Hilarious.
You're hilarious.
Inclusive and beautiful and sexy and fun.
That you've been such an influence on my life.
You were always a joy to me.
You're kind and caring, and
I'm really glad to have you as my San Francisco mom.
Always bring a smile to my face. You're always so funny, so mischievous, joyful, happy, loving, kind, thoughtful.
The kind and generous person that you are.
And your just ability to be so lovable and loving.
I love you and I miss you. I love you so much.
And a loving friend.
You're one of the most wonderful, generous people in my life.
You haven't gotten old and fat like many people.
You are 1 in a million.
You have such an open heart.
You are a huge part of my life.
You are a party person. You love parties, and I guess you usually organize most of them.
You're extremely thoughtful. You're such an amazing, sweet spirit.
And you say what you think.
My mom, Dinah, has written you a song, and it goes a little something like this. Thanks for all the good times.
Strong, resilient.
You're still stunning, and you carry yourself in such a fabulous way.
Super fun.
How grateful I am for you, how grateful I am for just everything you do, everything you stand for.
One of the sweetest persons I know.
You're a wonderful woman.
You are also a wonderful mother.
Carrie, you're the sweetest.
And lastly, you asked me about 2 weeks ago if I would write you a letter for your birthday. I already had planned to make this video, but I decided that you know what you want for your birthday. I mean, I make a Christmas list every year, so I mean, who am I to say that you can't ask for something? So I wrote you a little bit of a letter. Here it goes. Dear Mom, there are so many things I can write about you. I can write about all the things you've done for me. I can write about all the things you do for me. I can write about all the amazing qualities of my loving mother, how I'm so lucky to have you as a mom, and how much I've learned from you. But instead, I'm going to write about a story. When I was about 13, we took my first trip to Europe. We did a house swap and hoped for the best. On our first day, I ripped the towel rack out of the wall. The next day, we left the oven on and left the apartment pumping full of black smoke. Firefighters came, evacuations ensued, and we had to get a hotel. At said hotel, we left the window open and went to bed because it was hot. We woke up at about 4 a.m. to me scratching everywhere. Then we killed 20 mosquitoes in our room. It was an absolute disaster. I had 30 mosquito bites all over my body, and you made sure to show the hotel staff. And what did we do? We laughed. We laughed and we laughed and went on with our fabulous trip. And that's what I've carried with me until this day. I've traveled to many countries and many continents, and no matter what has happened, I have fun. People can take life too seriously, but you've learned to enjoy it. And I've learned that from you. So, after all of this, I have one thing to say. And that thing is, thank you for enjoying your life. Because I do too. Love, Tyler.